Building a barndominium in Texas sounds affordable until you see the final bill. I just broke down every single cost from buying raw land to get your keys, and the total shocked even me. If you think you're building for $100 per square foot, you're in for a $150,000 surprise. The hidden costs nobody talks about? I'm exposing all of them right now. In the next 10 minutes, you're getting a complete honest cost breakdown for building a Texas barndominium in 2026. Not just the kit price. Everything. Land acquisition, site prep, permits, utilities, foundation, shell, interior, the whole 9 yards. I analyzed 2026 Texas pricing data, talked to builders across the state, and I'm showing you exactly where your money goes. Hit subscribe if you want real numbers without the BS. Here's the truth about Texas barndominium costs. Builders quote you $80 to $150 per square foot, and you think you're getting a deal. But that's usually just construction costs. It doesn't include the land you're building on, connecting utilities in rural areas, or dozens of other expenses. According to 2026 industry data, complete turnkey Texas barndominiums cost $90 to $225 per square foot when you factor in everything. For a 2,000 square foot home, that's $180,000 to $450,000 total. Land included. I'm breaking this down category by category, so you know exactly what to budget. Real talk. I'm showing you the realistic costs, not the marketing fantasy. Land costs. Let's start with land because you can't build without it. Texas land prices in 2026 vary wildly by region. According to Texas A&M Real Estate Research Center, here's what you're paying per acre. Far West Texas, $2,787 per acre average. Remote but affordable. South Plains and Panhandle, $3,500 to $5,000 per acre. Great barndominium country. Northeast Texas, $9,313 per acre. Pricey due to Dallas proximity. Gulf Coast Brazos Bottom, $11,423 per acre. Houston area premium pricing. Austin Waco Hill Country, $8,000 to $15,000 per acre. High demand drives costs up. Most barndominium builders buy 3 to 5 acres. Let's budget 3 acres in a mid-range area at $6,000 per acre. That's $18,000 of land. But you're not done. Add land survey at $800 to $1,200, soil testing and perk test for septic at $1,000 to $2,500, title insurance and closing costs at $1,500 to $3,000. Total land acquisition, $22,000 to $25,000 for 3 acres in accessible rural Texas. Want cheap land? Go remote. Want convenient land near Austin or Houston? Triple that budget. Site preparation. Once you own land, prep work is required before construction. Land clearing, $1,200 to $8,000 depending on trees and vegetation. Flat plains minimal, wooded East Texas expensive. Grading and leveling, $2,000 to $6,000. Foundation needs level ground. Driveway, often forgotten. Gravel costs $4 to $10 per square foot. For a 300-foot driveway, 12 feet wide, that's $14,400 to $36,000. Budget $8,000 to $12,000 for standard gravel driveway. Excavation for utilities, $2,000 to $4,000. Permits, building permit $500 to $2,000. Septic permit $450 to $1,500. Total site prep, $14,000 to $25,000 for typical 3-acre Texas property. Flat cleared land its lower end. Wooded slope land its higher end. Utility connections. Connecting utilities in rural Texas is expensive, often the biggest surprise cost. Electrical, if power lines exist within 300 feet. Hookup costs $1,500 to $3,000. Running new lines costs $5 to $25 per linear foot at 1,000 feet from nearest pole. That's $5,000 to $25,000 just for electric. Budget $3,000 to $8,000 typical. Water. Most rural properties need wells. Drilling costs $30 to $80 per foot. Average Texas well depth 150 to 300 feet. Total with pump, tank, testing, $8,000 to $15,000. Septic. Required in rural areas. Conventional system costs $5,000 to $12,000. Aerobic system for difficult soil run $10,000 to $20,000. Budget $8,000 to $15,000. Propane tank $700 to $2,500. Total utilities $20,000 to $40,000 depending on distance from infrastructure and soil conditions. Remote cheap, land gets expensive fast at this stage. Foundation. Texas barndominiums typically use concrete slab foundations. Foundation costs in Texas run $6 to $14 per square foot according to 2026 pricing. Standard 4-inch slab costs $6 to $9 per square foot. Reinforced 6-inch slab for garage or shop areas costs $10 to $14 per square foot. For a 2,000 square foot barndominium with blended thickness, budget $8 to $11 per square foot. Total foundation cost $16,000 to $22,000 for 2,000 square feet. This includes excavation for the 6 inches of gravel base, rebar reinforcement, vapor barrier, concrete pour, finishing, and curing. Texas soil conditions vary. Expansive clay soil requires engineered foundations designed by licensed engineers, adding $1,500 to $3,000 to costs. Shell package. Now the actual barndominium structure. According to 2026 Texas data, shell packages cost $20 to $50 per square foot for materials plus professional installation. Basic steel building kit, $20 to $30 per square foot materials only. Mid-range kit with better insulation and finishes, $30 to $40 per square foot. Premium kit with upgrades, $40 to $50 per square foot. For our 2,000 square foot example at mid-range, that's $60,000 to $80,000 with complete kit, including materials and delivery. Professional installation labor adds $10 to $18 per square foot. That's $20,000 to $36,000. Combined shell package with professional erection, $80,000 to $116,000. This includes a steel frame, metal siding and roofing, all fasteners, and wall materials, windows, exterior doors, and labor for assembly. Budget $95,000 for a quality 2,000 square foot shell professionally installed in Texas. Interior finishing. Interior finishing is where costs explode and where you have most control. Texas builders charge $40 to $150 per square foot for interior finishing depending on quality. Let's break down 2,000 square feet at mid-range. Insulation. Spray foam costs $2 to $5 per square foot. For 2,000 square feet times 2.5 coverage, budget $15,000 for quality closed cell spray foam. Framing and drywall. Interior walls, drywall, and paint combined run $18,000 to $40,000. Budget $28,000. Flooring. Luxury vinyl and tile for 2,000 square feet costs $10,000 to $18,000. Budget $14,000. Kitchen. Basic kitchen costs $15,000 to $25,000. Mid-range with semi-custom cabinets and quartz counters costs $25,000 to $45,000. Budget $32,000 mid-range. Bathrooms. 2 full baths cost $20,000 to $30,000 total. Master bath $12,000 to $18,000. Second bath $7,000 to $11,000. Budget $24,000. Electrical. Complete wiring for 2,000 square feet costs $8,000 to $15,000. Budget $11,000. Plumbing. Rough-in plus fixtures and water heater costs $10,000 to $18,000. Budget $14,000. HVAC. Mini-split or traditional systems for 2,000 square feet cost $8,000 to $18,000. Budget $12,000. Doors and trim. Interior doors baseboard. Window trim runs $4,500 to $9,000. Budget $7,000. Total interior finishing. $140,000 to $190,000 mid-range for 2,000 square feet. Budget $165,000. Go basic and save $40,000. Go luxury and add $60,000. This is your biggest cost variable. Additional costs. Don't forget these essential expenses. Architectural plans. Stock Barndominium plans cost $1,300 to $2,000. Custom plans designed by architect cost $4,500 to $6,000. Budget $3,500 for modified stock plans. Engineering. Texas requires licensed engineer to design foundation due to soil conditions. Engineering fees, $1,500 to $3,000. Inspections. Required inspections during construction cost $800 to $1,500 total. Covered porch. 10 by 30 foot porch costs $6,000 to $12,000. Landscaping. Basic landscaping around home costs $3,000 to $8,000. Contingency. Always budget 10% contingency for unexpected costs. On $350,000 project, that's $35,000. Total additional costs, $15,000 to $30,000 not counting contingency. The complete breakdown. Here's complete turnkey cost for 2,000 square foot Texas Barndominium mid-range 2026. Land 3 acres, $23,000. Site prep, $18,000. Utilities well, septic, electric, $30,000. Foundation, $18,000. Shell would install, $95,000. Interior mid-range, $165,000. Plans, engineering, $5,000. Porch, landscaping, $12,000. Subtotal, $366,000. 10% contingency, $37,000. Complete total, $403,000. Per square foot, $201 all-inclusive. This is realistic mid-range for complete turnkey Texas Barndominium with land in accessible rural area. Lower cost possible. Cheaper land saves $20,000. DIY work saves $30,000. Basic finishes save $40,000. Low-end total, $280,000 to $320,000. Higher costs. Expensive metro area land adds $30,000. Luxury finishes adds $60,000. Complex site adds $20,000. High-end total, $450,000 to $550,000. Regional variations. Costs vary by Texas region. Cheapest, Far West Texas Panhandle, South Plains. Lower land and labor. Total, $280,000 to $360,000. Mid-range, Central Texas, East Texas, rural near small cities. Total, $350,000 to $420,000. Most expensive, Austin, Houston suburbs, DFW outskirts. Higher land and labor. Total, $420,000 to $550,000 plus. Bottom line on Texas Barndominium costs 2026. Budget $350,000 to $420,000 total for complete 2,000 square foot turnkey build, including land in accessible rural location with mid-range finishes. Don't believe $80 per square foot quotes. That's construction only, excluding land, utilities, site work. Realistic all-in cost, $175 to $225 per square foot complete. Get detailed, itemized quotes. Budget 10% contingency minimum. Understand what's included versus excluded. Texas Barndominiums offer value versus traditional construction at $180 to $280 per square foot, but only with realistic budgets. Drop your budget in comments. I'll tell you what's realistic in Texas. Hit like and subscribe for honest construction costs. Thanks for watching.